Oh shit, I was working 7 days a week, 12 hours a day. There was not a time that I wasn't thinking or doing something in the business. And I just felt not happy anymore.
Welcome to the Cup of Joe Marcoux podcast show. I'm your host, Joe Marcoux, and I'm with Jamey Shrier, who I took notes, and I told Jamey right before I clicked record, I did a bit of research, and it's like, dude, are you a stalker? No, I like to be researched and do research. So Jamey, and correct me if I'm wrong, former full-time physical therapist, now helping people in the physical therapy, pediatric, mental health practice owner space with Practice Freedom U. Welcome to the Cup of Joe Marcoux podcast show.
Very good research, Joe. And
I got some stuff to add, so go on.
That's spot on. And we could also say Dr. Jamey Shrier.
Yes.
He cared and wanted to add a little more.
The MD.
Flash and all
I like
of that. So, but Jamey's fine.
That's great. And you spelled Jamey, Jamey, which I've never seen that spelling before. So obviously your folks were like, we're going to mess things up for this kid for the rest of his life.
I had family for 30 years growing up that never spelled it right. So yeah. It's been a name disaster, but I guess it does stand out.
What, has anybody pronounced it wrong? They have, like, they looked at it. It's like, well, that's not how you say Jamey. So did they? Have you ever had that moment where somebody said your name? And
no, they don't pronounce it wrong. I mean, people maybe of Spanish or whatever might say Jaime or something like that. But no, they usually pronounce it right. They just spell it wrong.
Got it.
As long I told my family, as long as the check clears, I really don't care how you spell it.
So let's dive in, man. You were in physical therapy. I know that you are you still in Maryland? Is that where?
I'm still living in Maryland, right outside of Washington, D.C.
Awesome. And so you've been in Maryland, and you graduated back in '95, from what I recall. As far as I'm going by memory in terms of what
I got my master's in physical therapy in '95.
Dude,
graduated from Delaware in '92.
Yeah,
and then went back and got my doctorate in 2006.
Good for you. So you're well learned and schooled.
Yeah.
And so let's start there. What got you into physical therapy? What was the driver that said, hey, this is at that point in your life, you said, this is my purpose. Your purpose has changed back then. What was it?
Yeah. I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do in school. You have to declare a major. And so many people in the physical therapy world, the first name is physical, right? Physical therapy.
Right.
And like most people, I got hurt, went down to the training room, University of Delaware. It was all the athletes. Right. And I really became interested in kind of figuring out how the body works, figuring out how to, kind of like what I do today, figure out how to solve problems.
Yeah.
And I really love that. So that kind of got me on that track. And then I looked at the academic involved in physical therapy, and I went, there's no freaking way. I mean, I hate science. But
that's fair.
I learned to adapt as we do as business owners. So I adapted. I did pretty well. And then I went into, I was fortunate enough to get into school and moved from there.
When did it occur to you where you went, I'm doing this job, and now I want to help all these people that have practices themselves to be able to get the freedom that you talk about? You go over these 4 pillars, by the way. You go over marketing, management, money, and mindset, which are, I'm going to ask you a question on each.
Yeah, sure.
Well, the one thing though before that is, when did it click in for you? It's like, you didn't want to be the business owner operator in that. You wanted to help other people that are currently doing it. What was it that...
Yeah, it's interesting, Joe. It wasn't really intentional. So I actually had a fire that burned down my entire building.
Literally, like
burned it down. Like,
holy crap.
I pulled up. It was a Sunday.
Yeah.
And they were throwing my equipment out the window. They were throwing my brand new wood plaster degrees out the window. And I felt a sense of relief. And people were like,
dude,
why are you smiling? And I go, because I don't have to work tomorrow. Wow. Because what was happening, which happens with so many business owners, and you might experience this or have, is this stuff is hard.
Oh yeah.
And there's an emotional tax that this happens.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was going through those ups and downs and ebbs and flows, and I just felt not happy anymore. I was
Mm,
like, yeah, Jamey, you're quote a successful business owner, you're a doctor, you have people that love you and you're doing great at treating them. But deep inside, I just felt there was something more. I was stuck in my business. I
right.
was I was past, I was mentally past where I was physically.
How many hours a week were you working back then?
Oh shit, I was working 7 days a week, probably 12 hours a day. I mean, there was not a time that I
That's
wasn't thinking or doing something in the business.
what was it? How was it affecting your relationships?
Oh, it was terrible.
Yeah.
Like, the hardest part is you smile out in the open, you smile to your patients, all your friends asking you, hey, how's it going? Staying busy, doing well? And yeah, everything's great.
Thumbs up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everything's cool,
Yeah.
man.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
then there's this badge of honor in our society that staying busy is a good thing. Staying
Right.
busy means success. Staying
Right.
busy just means being busy. And so I went through that, contemplated actually leaving the entire profession.
Yeah.
And I instead said, you know what, Jamey? Swallow your pride, swallow your ego. You have no idea what you're doing, which
Mm,
was the truth.
good for
And
you.
I started to invest in help programs and coaching and all these types of things.
Yeah.
And I said, you tell me what to do, I'll do it. And I started to apply this in my own practice. Like
All right.
my
Good for
practice
you.
became the dojo, it
Nice.
became
Yeah.
the work. And you know what? Everything I did was terrible. I made mistake after mistake after mistake,
Best
two
way to
steps
learn.
forward, 10 steps back.
Yeah.
But I said, I will never quit.
Good for
I will
you.
never quit because I know I can do this. I just have to get over one thing. You'll never guess the one thing.
Let me guess. Was it ego? It's the first thing that comes to
It
mind.
was me.
Yeah.
I had to
Yeah.
get over me
We are
and
the
all
mountain.
the conditioning. I didn't realize this, that we are conditioned. Like, I kind of make light of, the degrees I have and all that. It's
Yeah.
fine. And society loves when you tout how much degree and how much smarter you are than others. But at the end of the day, those degrees are not helping me create the life I want.
Right.
I am responsible for doing that.
Mm.
So I started to do some things right and things started to click. But believe it or not, Joe, it took me, I thought it was going to take me 18 months or 2 years because that's what you know about they,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's
All of
all it would
them.
take
Yeah.
when they want you to write the check.
Yeah.
It took me 9 years to create a 7-figure private practice that allowed me the time and the flexibility to feel like I really had a life and made not a ton of money, I mean, a decent amount of money to support that.
Good
And
for
I
you,
said,
though.
this is what I want.
Yeah.
And I said, I bet other people want this. So I
Hell
went on
yeah.
a podcast or a webinar actually, shared my story, and people actually reached out to me and said, can you help me? And I accidentally went into coaching and fell in love with it.
Good for you. So now, I'm going to ask this now, and I'm going to ask it again. How could people get in touch with you? Because you and I have met in this really very like this intimate mastermind that we're a part of,
Yeah.
Impacted Legacy, and thanks to Kevin Thompson and putting us together. What you had said something when I first met you during a meeting where you said you only have a very limited amount of people that you work with. It's like the word that came to my mind was like, this guy's exclusive. Like you don't work with everybody in a practice. You really like give people your attention. How many people do you
Yeah.
typically work with over the course of a year?
Personally, I'll never work with more than 9 or 10 people
That's
because it is such a deep relationship. Like when I say executive coaching or private coaching, which is a type of coaching that we do, and I have
yeah.
other coaches as well, but I love it. And I realize it doesn't follow the model of, well, Jamey, you should be delegating. And I was like, yeah, but
You should
have that.
scale. You should scale.
Right.
Yeah.
You should scale. Oh my
Right.
God, that S word kills me.
I know. That's why I'm
But I
sarcastic.
love doing it.
Good.
But my business also runs and does everything it's supposed to do because I have great coaches that
Yeah.
I
It runs without you.
mentor and train. Yeah.
Good for
And a
you.
great staff. But I personally, if I'm going to work with someone, they have to be the right fit. I like people that are in the 7 figures for sure. in the private practice world. I do work with people that are not in private practice, that are more entrepreneurial in nature,
Yeah.
consulting and coaches. But yeah, it's just the right fit, like just the
Good.
right vibe, the right fit, and people that are coachable and they want to really make a strong impact. Those are the people that I love to work with and create magic with.
I love it. So when you say create magic, let's go with that because I've got another couple of questions in mind here. This just sparks something. When you say create magic, what are some of the magical things that you've experienced within the things that you do with helping some of these people in their own practices? Give me an example.
Yeah, so most people use their past to predict their future.
Mm,
Your past has no whatever. It does not dictate your future. Now, if you do exactly the same thing you did yesterday and you do it today, I can predict what tomorrow is going to bring.
yeah.
But you have the chance to look at your past and look at, well, here's what went well.
Mm,
Here's what maybe didn't go so well. Here's what I could do differently. And most importantly, here's what I can learn.
right.
Apply that, and all of a sudden your future now is different.
Yeah.
So what I do is I help people take a look at their past and realize all of this is training. This is
Yeah.
the breeding ground because most people aren't thinking big enough and they think like incremental small steps is good. I help people collapse time and do exponential growth.
What's an example of the a time collapse that you've done and a growth that somebody like, because that's a magical miracle type of thing. What, give me an example for
Oh,
one of your clients.
I just helped one of my clients I started coaching with. He
Yeah.
was doing about $650,000 in revenue a year in
Okay.
private practice. That's okay.
Yeah. Making a
It's
living.
not huge, but it's not ultra small. He had a
Right.
small team and he was just overwhelmed. He was like me. He was overwhelmed. He wasn't, he wasn't seeing his family and he goes, I don't want this.
Right.
This year, he just sold his business for close to 15 million.
Holy, that's
Joe,
awesome.
he's 36 years old.
Now, see this. So it take that is awesome. Like now you're 36, you've got all this money, and now it's the ability to, what do you want to do?
And that's what we worked on. You see, I can help people make money, but the
Sure.
difference is I always focus on alignment of purpose, alignment of what are you about? What are you here for? And
Mm,
then using the business as a vehicle to support the life that you want without sacrificing, oh, maybe I should hook up or maybe I should do this thing because I can make a bunch of money. And all of a sudden you're trapped in a relationship or a partnership
right.
and you're not happy. So I help guide people to make sure that we are staying aligned. So when he did this, he's going to stay on his business for another year or two. But we created his business. I call it creating sale ready practice. We created it. The first couple offers, we said, screw you, we're not taking it.
Not
And he
enough.
walked away from
Wow.
like $8 or $9 million offers. And he's from a small town in a small
Yeah, that would have been, most people listening to this right now are be going 8 or 9 million. Dude, jump on it. And you're
And he
turning
asked
around
me,
saying,
what should
hey,
I do? And I said, look, that's not my decision. But if it was me, it doesn't seem like it's aligned with what you really want. You're in a great position because it doesn't matter. You're
right,
making $1.5 million a year. You're in the 1/10% in the
right,
country.
already. Yeah.
Tell them you're not interested. That company came back 8 months later and upped it to 13 million. And then there was a caveat that's going to be another 2.5 million within the first year.
Good for him and good for you, man. That's the type of stuff that,
Joe,
yeah.
I get
And how do you feel
excited.
about that? Yeah.
I get excited for that because this guy worked. He was coachable. He put the effort in. He made mistakes. He learned from it. What I always look at as a coach, I'm not the one with all the answers. I'm
You're
the one
asking the right
that's
questions.
really good at asking the right questions
Yeah.
and helping be that thinking partner with you and
Yeah.
helping be that accountability partner and helping be the person that says, look, don't get too hot because business is ebbs and flows. But you know what? Don't get too down on yourself because it's so easy to have that person inside your brain that says you're
Mhm.
just an imposter. And
Yeah.
it just kills our momentum and our ego. And we
Yeah.
need to have that a part of this. So that's what I learned as a coach. Heck, I still have a coach. I will never
Yeah.
not ever have a coach.
That's a great sign.
I don't
That's
know
a
how people do it.
That's a great sign. You know, if you meet a coach, somebody tells you they're a coach, and they say, and you ask them, so who's your coach? And they don't name someone that's coaching them. That's a red flag in my world. Like, coaches need coaches. I mean,
It's a lack of integrity in my world. In
yeah.
other words, I remember, you'll love this story. So growing up, I lived in a middle class. My next door neighbor was a physician, a doctor,
Okay.
family
Yeah.
physician. My dad went down. They all went to them. And my dad goes to him and comes home. He goes, yeah, the doctor said I need to, get in shape and all that. And my dad wasn't in bad shape, but they could. And I went, and I'm young. I'm like 8 or
Okay.
10, and I'm like, well, Dr. Schnapp's not in very good shape. I mean, you're in better shape than he is.
Ooh,
I was
yeah.
already questioning how that was out of integrity.
Right.
How
At
many
8 years
people
old.
tell you what to do, but do not embody it themselves?
Yeah.
Guess what? There's a lot of them out there in
Yeah.
every possible profession.
Yeah. Well, and you hear stories, how many times in your lifetime have you heard somebody who might even be with the church and then they're caught, having an affair or like, right? And then of course it's out of integrity. Now, as human beings, are we perfect? No. Yet, if there's things that are that far out of alignment, you're allowed to question. And so, who are some of the mentors that you had? You said you'd gone and got coaching and mentoring and whatnot. Is there anybody that sticks out that, whether they're
Well, yeah,
popular or not,
a
doesn't
couple
matter?
people. I'll give shout outs to a couple people.
Sure.
So the original coaching program that I did was Strategic Coach with Dan
Okay.
Sullivan.
Okay. Right
And
on.
and that was really good. It was tough for me because there was nobody in my profession. There was no other physical therapists, healthcare people. I was in a program for almost 10 years. I met maybe one like medical person.
Wow.
So there was a lot of salespeople,
Yeah.
entrepreneurs with different kinds of businesses. So that was really hard to take some of his concepts. He's very conceptual, and take that and apply it to what I was doing. But I realized that a lot of the things was deeper work. So I thought that was pretty cool. I met Jesse Elder, who a great coach. I was a second client. Kevin, who you mentioned, was
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
his first client. Jesse got me to think really deeply. Like I wanted so Jesse, how do I do this and how do I do that? And he goes, okay, we're going to take a
Stop.
different approach, because his philosophy was, Jamey, you're not broken. You don't need to be fixed. And you already know what you have to do. My job is to help you lean into that discomfort and
Mm,
that pain and that fear. Because on the other side of that is freaking openness. And the more
right.
I leaned into that, the more it opened up. So it
Nice.
was a huge influence for me. And I'll give props to my current coach, Walt Hampton. Walt's a former trial attorney. Uh,
Okay.
and I met him, and I was just open to another coach. And I met him, and we just hit it off. And it's just, we've been together now 7.5 years.
Sweet.
And again, he's there for me. He allows me to kind of do my stuff.
Yeah.
He just brings me back. I had a client the other day saying, Jamey, I feel like we've done really great work with this. I can't wait till the next part we do. And I go, yeah, the next part is going back to the fundamentals.
Right.
And they're like, and Walt does that to me all the time. And what do you mean? He goes, Jamey, the fundamentals are not just something you learn and you're done.
Oh no.
The fundamentals is like a stairway, a
Yeah.
circular stairway that goes. Have you ever heard this analogy?
I love the analogy. I want you to say it for the people that are watching and listening. Yeah.
So imagine this: you're going up a circular stairway, and at the bottom of the stairway is this picture, this emblem. However, as you go up the stairway, every circular motion you go up, every quote flight you go up, you get a different perspective of that emblem, of that picture. It's very nuanced, but the nuance makes all of the difference.
Sure it does.
So you can go back to the fundamentals, and you can go up 5 flights of this stairway, and you will have a completely different perspective of the fundamentals than you did before.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm realizing when me and my coaches, we start working with clients. First of all, we have to meet them where they are and understand very quickly where they are structurally in their business, but where they are mentally.
Yeah.
And our job is to take them from that place, get clear on where they're trying to go and what they're about, and help them navigate it. There's not tricks and all that.
No,
There's
there isn't.
fundamental and core, like my framework that we use, it's basic framework, but it's how we use it and how it's implemented that makes all the difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
The problem with that, Joe, is there's some amazing marketers out there and people that know how to jump and jump on your fears and jump in your like worry and hit you in really low places. They're not all like that, but when you're able to kind of realize that for the most part, all the information out there is already free.
It's already out there. Yep.
You
Absolutely.
already know what to do.
Yep.
You need someone to guide you to be like, you can't do it all. So just like what you do, it's like everyone needs a coach, everyone needs a guide, everyone needs a mentor. But somehow in our society, I know in school, this is how we were taught. You study hard, you work hard, you do it. Collaboration meant cheating.
Right.
So we are taught not to collaborate. But in business, collaboration is how you accelerate.
100%.
Getting
100%.
things wrong in business is a good thing if you can learn. Getting things wrong in school, you fail.
And you get punished for it.
And you get punished. So as someone that has been in schooling for so many years, this is the biggest challenge, especially in people in my world that are high intellectuals. Their intellectuality is their greatest roadblock.
Right. So you talk about Practice Freedom U, and we've touched upon it briefly. And there's what I would call 4 pillars that you have: marketing, management, money, and mindset. If you were to give a golden nugget for marketing, then management, then money, then mindset, that first thing that comes to mind, what would you say about marketing and what I also know, Jamey, is that you don't just deal with people that are in, practice. I know that I recently connected you with Gavin, who's out in Ireland, who's a real estate coach. And it sounds like he messaged me and he was thankful, by the way. And
he was great.
So I'm hoping that I know he's currently working with Taki Moore. Right. And he was with me for quite some time, and now he's got you on his list, which is fabulous because he's a good egg. So you're not just dealing with these health practice owners. Nonetheless, marketing. If you were going to drop a pearl of wisdom, what would you say is something that comes to mind about marketing?
When I think of marketing and think of the people that I've worked with, hundreds of people, and I've spoken to thousands more. There's 2 things that come to mind. Okay. 1 is messaging, and 2 is relationship. And the challenge with both of those is we are enamored with the new shiny thing.
Instagram, swipe, dopamine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's our human nature.
Sure.
So when someone knows that, they can use your human DNA, your primitive of who you are, and we can click that damn dopamine all day long.
You got it.
And then you look at your bank account, you look at your life, and nothing's moved forward. But you don't look in the mirror, you look for the next shiny toy.
Right. Yeah.
So the things that I do, especially with people that are in like Gavin's world, it comes down to, when it comes to marketing, is let's be clear about who is your audience. That question for a lot of people, well, I can work with everybody.
No.
Yeah, it's hard to sell everybody.
Hone it in and get really dialed in on your message. A great question I love to ask: what do you do better? Like your solution better than anyone in the world? Yeah. That's
hard for people to accept. Like, am I better than everyone in the world at this? But you understand the purpose of the question.
Because we get told, we get told even in school, going back to this example of school, that you need to have a level of humility. And there's nothing wrong with humility. The thing is that there's also nothing wrong with swagger. swagger it doesn't mean that you need to be cocky. There's a difference. And these descriptors, to be able to have that level of confidence, you've got to put in the repetitions so that you have that conviction to build yourself up. Again, you're the mountain. I recently had somebody tell me that a few weeks ago. I went and did after a mastermind, I went to a personal development weekend, and one of the women there said, you got to pick up this book because it really comes down to, Joe, the problem is you. You're the mountain. The obstacle is the way. What would be something about
the obstacle is the way?
You got it.
Always has been.
What would be the management nugget that you would give?
Yeah, two things. For smaller people, not even that really small people, it's all about letting go because we love control.
Yeah.
And that traps us and becomes the bottleneck.
Yeah.
And it's all about process and systems.
Yeah.
And process and systems is not, I used to think of it as just mechanical. I'm trying to control people. No, you're trying to make people's lives easier. You're trying to make things more consistent. Like if you're going to have a client or let's say a client experience, and I always thought about this, I'm like, if I'm a patient and I'm going into an office, I don't want someone that I referred to the office to have a wildly different experience than I did.
Right.
So how do we make them have a very similar experience? It takes a hell of a lot of thought to then create that and then think of what technology do I need? What the people, what expectations, like, it's simple is hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Creating something simple is not easy. You go to a restaurant that's 5 stars, it's not just the food, it's how do they deliver that experience?
Oh yeah.
Every single time.
Repetitively. Yeah.
And I never thought about that until I was in healthcare and in my own practice. I'm like, I want to deliver something for my clients consistently, but what if they see another person of mine? Will they get a similar experience?
Similar, yeah.
Even if it's not the same, because no one's going to be me, just like no one's going to be this waiter.
That's it.
But this waiter's still good. So that's where the system and the process comes in. But internally, we got a big problem letting go.
No kidding. That's a huge one. As an entrepreneur, or even as people that are managers, to let go, because the problem is that entrepreneurs will use 5 words. I will do it myself. Oh yeah. And then you end up being the older version of Jamey, working 7 days a week, 12 hours a day, and then wonder, why are my relationships in the toilet? And now the new Jamey, who's here talking with us, is this guy who's done the work. He realized he was the obstacle that was in his own way, and can now give us some golden nuggets on 2 more M words. Money. What's a nugget that you want to share about? Again, you had these 4 pillars, and I love it, right? Marketing, management, money, and mindset. So money, what's something that comes to mind for you?
Money to me equals clarity, right? Because
cool.
when I look at money, and I'll put in money and KPIs in here too.
Okay.
You could put that under management, of course.
Sure.
But when I look at money, too many of us, because sometimes we don't want to know. We do what Michalowicz calls bank balance accounting.
Mike
Look at the
Michalowicz,
bank account. If there's a bunch of money, we're in a good mood. If there's not, we're in a bad mood.
Right.
We're not thinking about tomorrow. We just go into the emotion of whatever we see. Terrible way to operate a business. So when we look at money, we look at, do we have the dashboards? Do we have the financial acumen to understand where our business is and
you
where
read a
we want it
P&L.
to go?
Yeah.
So that clarity, like the first thing we do with a client is we dive into, okay, let's see how you've been doing. But I don't want to take your word for it. Show me.
Ooh.
Show me with the P&L. Show me with your dashboard. You know how many people I talk to that say, yeah, what again? What's a dashboard? Well, like all your key metrics that you use, like, referrals, a key metric, conversion, new clients, how much revenue,
churn rate.
If you're doing Facebook ads, like all of those metrics or what. Yeah, we don't really have a lot of those. I'm like, then you are completely making decisions based on what? Gut feel?
Emotion.
Do you know how dangerous that is?
Big time.
Just by getting clarity, because clarity always breeds confidence.
Yeah. Yeah.
Confidence gives you the ability to make better decisions.
Love it.
Just by helping people with that is
That's
life
gold.
changing how their business starts to turn around.
That's
And
gold.
you're able to plug up holes and increase
Yeah.
revenue real quickly.
Love it. Last one on this, on your 4M's mindset, which you've been discussing
I can do
mindset.
mindset all day.
Yeah.
My mindset is really comes down to, our beliefs. Our beliefs dictate our thinking. Our thinking dictates the actions, the decisions we make and the actions we take.
Yeah.
So, one of my favorite songs is Michael Jackson, Man in the Mirror.
Oh, yeah.
And it
Great
really
song.
takes that vulnerable looking in the mirror and saying, you're the reason why we're in this space, and you're the reason how we can get out of this space. And really just, to me, vulnerability is a superpower, not a weakness.
No,
and
I agree.
being real and being raw and being honest with yourself and be willing to explore the money blocks we have. Be willing to explore the cavalier statements we make. There's no good people out there to hire. They all just care about not working and getting paid a fortune. The competition's killing us. That's why we're not doing well. You just say these random little things.
It's all about the economy. Whoever wins the election is going to kill me. It's like no.
The economy's terrible. Nobody has any money.
Meanwhile, you and I both know we create our own economy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but we're the minority, and we'll always be the minority. The problem is you'll never hear from the minority.
No.
Because we're just too busy doing our thing, and we're busy connecting with each other. We don't go
in those circles.
Yeah, we stay in our ecosystem.
Yeah.
We don't go into the other world. The one thing I know about mindset, and the thing that I share with my clients and my coaches, this is an energy game. We are in a game of energy.
Yeah.
And when you show up, remember the last time that you felt just on top of the world, Joe? Like to me, like I'm playing basketball tonight, and there's some times when I'm playing basketball, I'm in the flow. I can't miss. I don't care who's guarding me. It's just like I'm on top of the world. It's in that space you want to make decisions.
Love it.
It's in that space you want to hire someone. It's in that space you want to make a connection. The problem is we wake up in the morning and we might have a half a tank, and by noon it's down to empty.
Right.
Most people are operating at such a low energy. It becomes impossible to get in the flow. You become a very reactive state. You're making bad decision after bad decision that then later on, you're trying to fix the bad decision you make because of the bad place you were at.
Yeah.
Mindset is all about focus on yourself. Make sure you are blocking out time for you. I don't care how busy you think you are. If you show up in that higher level state, you'll make better decisions and your business will be better.
Love it. That's probably the biggest golden nugget you could give to everybody who's listening, because the fact of the matter is that, and there, you've also added a couple of caveat pieces here. It's like, you got to get physical. You got to move. You're going out to play basketball. You're taking care of yourself. And obviously in that, there's community, there's healthy competition. You feel good. It's something that you enjoy. And all of that plays into how you think, how you feel. And so let's change gears, man. Maybe you've already answered it. When Jamey is not working and helping people be better versions of themselves and impacting their world positively, when you turn the work switch off and you get to turn the fun switch on, what are some of the things that Jamey loves to do? I mean, you obviously you play basketball. You love basketball. I'm seeing this silver basketball.
I play basketball 3 days a week. I play tennis a couple times a week. I take power walks with my wife. We call them walkie-talkie. We walk, but she talks. I play golf.
Good for you, you're active. I love it.
I love quiet time.
Yeah.
I've spent a lot more time just in thought, just in being. Because I realized that it's important for me to slow down and make that a consistent. I love journaling. I love doing gratitude journal and appreciation. To me, work isn't work anymore. Yeah, there are times of the business administrative stuff that I do everything I can to delegate.
Yeah.
But I love reading. I love
Nice.
just creating a better version of me and realizing that, I'm the lighthouse, and the lighthouse is very different than the tugboat. The tugboat goes out, grabs ships, and brings them back. The
Yeah.
lighthouse's job is just create a stronger light and allow ships, as many as they want, to come safely in the harbor. I'm a lighthouse. All I have
Good
to
for
do is
you,
keep
man.
creating a brighter light and allow people to attract into my world.
That is a great analogy and a great place to, finish our Cup of Joe Marcoux show. This is awesome. Jamey, if people want to get a hold of you, there's going to be notes somewhere, likely down below that Chad, my assistant's going to put in, and
Sure.
you're going to be able to see it. If people want to get a hold of you and find out more about Practice Freedom U and what you do, and potentially, get in touch with you so that they want to
Yeah,
learn
yeah.
more about you, how do they do that?
Yeah, you know what? The best thing to do is connect with me on LinkedIn.
Awesome.
Or you can go to practicefreedomu, the letter u.com.
Yeah.
That's another way you can kind of see a little bit more about what I do and what, and all that. And like you said, I mean, the Practice Freedom U is focusing on private practice. However, there are certain people that are not in private practice, but still like my philosophy and how I do things. Reach out to me, and if there's something that works out, then be happy to help.
Now, highly encourage, if you're curious, you want to have a coach who's going to care about you and wants you to be the best version of yourself for your business, for your family, and also get you the freedom that we all have this God-given right to. Look up Jamey. It's Jamey Shrier on LinkedIn. Jamey, it's been a pleasure to have you here, man. And this probably won't be the last time that we have you on the Cup of Joe Marcoux podcast show. Thank you. I
Thanks,
appreciate you.
Joe.
All
Appreciate it,
right.
man.